I'm here at Newcastle International Airport here in the northeast of England. I've just arrived here from Stavanger in Norway with Loganair on board an Embraer 135 aircraft. This wasn't actually a flight that I was going to film, but several things happened on this flight that made me want to film it for you and bring you the full experience of what exactly happened. Loganair essentially took what could have been a really big problem and turned it into a positive for the most part, for most of the passengers on board. So let's rewind back to Stavanger and start this video and show you exactly what Loganair have done to impress me so much on this flight. So here's the part where I arrived at the check-in desk in Stavanger to find out that my original flight to Newcastle had been delayed by over 4 hours. However, to my surprise, there was another, earlier flight to Newcastle showing on the departure board that was never an option when I booked. I decided to try my luck and try and get on this earlier flight. The check-in agent was so friendly and helpful and said that actually she was trying to move people from the later flight onto this earlier flight and it would be helping her if I was in time for the flight. Yes, they booked me on the earlier flight. Yay. Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Helping me, I don't want to.
Any chance of a window seat, or is that pushing it too far?
I'll try and see what you can find. It is number 9.
Lovely.
Go,
straight there.
straight up.
Thank you so much. You've been really helpful. Thank you very much. Thank you. You too. I had to be really quick to get to the gate as the aircraft was on the ground and due to depart really quickly. It turned out that the earlier flight was actually the flight from the day before, which had been cancelled due to the aircraft having an oil leak in Newcastle. So far it was running over 22 hours late. The existing passengers had been put in a hotel overnight and this aircraft was a rescue flight for them with quite a few spare seats. My impromptu ride back to Newcastle this afternoon then was originally delivered to Ireland's Jet Magic in 2003, remember them? It then went on to City Airline of Sweden and Citylinks before being operated for 10 years by BMI Regional. When they stopped operating in 2019 it was bought by Loganair. Hello!
Thank you.
We're not going to be any window seats becoming free or not?
We're not. We aren't full today, so chances are somebody might not be sat next to you, okay?
Even better.
If there is, we'll have a look
Thank you very much.
There. Thank you. Just when you do take your seat,
yes,
keep your seatbelt unfastened just for
in
refueling
case.
at the minute.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem at all. Thank you. The cabin's still identical to BMI's Embraer cabins, even with the same headrest covers. Most of the delayed passengers were Geordie oil workers who, I think it's fair to say, were a little worse for wear after 24 hours on Loganair's bar tab.
He's in the right direction. I know, son. I'm on your f***ing trail, don't you worry. Sorry. Never sweating. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Walk. Only because he's got a ball again. I think nothing wrong with that. Coming off the camera.
Extremely late, of course. We're doing our very best to catch up now. We are just finishing our administrative duties. We should be able to close up and get away in the next 5 minutes or so. The aircraft was eventually grounded at Newcastle yesterday afternoon because of a fault with our auxiliary power unit. It's a small turbo engine at the rear of the aircraft there, which developed an oil leak and that rendered the aircraft unairworthy. But that's now been fully rectified and isolated. So we're good to go today, and now we're doing our very best to expedite things, get away as soon as possible now. I'll leave with now with Deborah. She'll go through the safety features of Embraer 135. Please do pay full attention to that, and try and enjoy the flight, albeit extremely belatedly. Thank you.
We soon got on our way and taxied out towards the runway. Listen closely for the flight deck warning sound as we spool up. Our route today then took us southwest out of Stavanger and straight across the North Sea to Newcastle. Cruising altitude today was 30,000 feet with a flight time of 57 minutes. Not long after takeoff, the usual Loganair snack service started. There's a tea or coffee, a couple of pots of water, a savoury snack and, of course, a Tunnock's wafer. The flight attendant on today's flight was absolutely incredible and couldn't do enough to help all of the passengers. We weren't cruising for too long when the coastline of Northumberland creeped over the horizon and we started to commence our descent down into Newcastle. We touched down a little over 22 hours late, but in fact for me it was 2 hours earlier than I was due to arrive anyway. In fact, on the ground here, this aircraft went tech again, which delayed my original flight by a further 6 hours, meaning I'd have missed the last train in Newcastle and resulted in a forced night stop. Fortunately, however, Loganair's proactiveness meant most passengers were pulled forward to this flight, meaning what could have been a bad situation resulted in an arrival 2 hours early for most passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newcastle. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. Sincere apologies for our delay in arrival today. We'd like to thank you for your patience and understanding. Thank you for flying Loganair, Scotland's airline, and we'd like to wish you a very good afternoon.
Thank you, Deborah.
Very good afternoon.
Yes, Debbie. Yeah, well,
Very good afternoon.
This, combined with the excellent service on the ground and on board, left a positive impression with everyone, even the delayed oil workers.
Bye-bye.
Should have let them wait.
Thanks very much. Your bag's just at the bottom of the stairs. Thank you
so much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you, Noel. Cheers.
See you.
Ta-da.
Thanks a lot.
Loganair really did a lot to impress me on this flight. They showed how to turn a bad situation right around into a positive for everybody. If only other airlines would take a leaf from Loganair's book and work proactively with passengers to give them a positive impression. What do you think to the way that Loganair handled this delay? I'd also be interested to know about your best and worst delay experiences. Has any airline gone above and beyond to help you in a delay? Or conversely, has any airline really let you down during a delay? Let me know down in the comments. Norway, you or green?
Norway, yeah.
That's that one, isn't it? Thank you. Cheers. So here then, back at Newcastle International Airport after a really great flight over, I have to say, from Stavanger with Loganair on the Embraer 135. Just goes to show that even with a massive delay like that and all the technical problems that airlines can have, they can still make it right if they really try hard at it, and Loganair really did. Everybody left that flight with a smile on their face, even the ones that have been delayed for well over 22 hours. Let me know what you think to Loganair down in the comments section. In the meantime, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time here on In-Flight Video.